We got Graham and Alex here from the Homebrew Network.
Howdy.
Alex is the he's the manager of the local homebrew store here in town. And he's the man because he's helped me out in so many things. And today we're going to be brewing a Flanders Red.
Yes, hopefully it'll be a good one.
Yeah, we're really hoping. It's the first time we've ever done one, and we're really excited. We've got 5 pounds Vienna, so we got some Vienna in there, we got some German Munich.
Some Aromatic. Caramunich. Did we put the acidulated in this?
No.
No, okay, no acidulated. Belgian pale wheat.
Belgian pale wheat and Belgian Pilsner.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to include the recipe that I'm using. Hopefully it'll turn out pretty good. And we're also doing an experimental batch on the side. We're going to, while we're sparging, we're going to take out an extra 2 gallons, and we're going to put it into 2 1-gallon jugs, and we're going to pitch some dregs that we got from some sour ales, and we also have an expired batch of a Flemish ale from White Labs.
Yeah, only a year past best by date, so.
Only a year.
That's it.
But we're going to see if anything grows in it. So what we're going to do now is we got our strike temperature up. We're going to mash in high. So we're aiming for 158. So I got my strike temperature up to about 167, 170.
And why are we aiming for a higher mash temperature?
We're aiming for a higher mash temperature because the idea is to leave behind complex sugars to give that full body effect, but over time, since we're aging it, the lactic acid and everything produced by the bacteria will help break down those sugars, which will then create a nice healthy environment for them to eat the simple sugars over time, and that will lead to a more sour beer. So that's what we're hoping.
In theory.
In theory, that's what I've been told, and that's what I have read. So we're going to do it that way. So we're going to go ahead and add our grains to the mash.
There we go.
So I'm recirculating the mash now.
Through your herms.
Through the herms. We recirculated it through the pump and right back into the mash just to get the vorloofing out of the way. And as you can see, we got a nice dark golden color. It's looking good.
And if you could smell it, it smells pretty freaking good.
It smells awesome. That's the Aromatic malt with the Munich and the Vienna.
Personally, I wouldn't go much faster than this flow rate we have here now. That way you're not going to risk getting a vacuum on the bottom of your grain bed. If that happens, if you're pulling it too fast, it can suction the entire grain bed down, and then you can get a set mash, which is not fun.
Okay. Professor Alex.
We have 2 tip-offs out.
Hopefully, that can work clear.
I left it early because I had it at stove.
Yeah. So we just sparged. We're doing batch sparging. We're going to recirculate for just briefly, and then we're going to add to the boil pot and start a boil up. Right, Alex?
Yeah, we're just recirculating to set the bed. It's basically vorloffing, but with a pump, so it's easier. And then once it starts coming out clear, then we'll fill the boil kettle to our desired volume, and then the rest we're going to use as an experiment.
Love experiments. So Alex, are there any tips you can give anybody on when you're ready to move your mash to the boil?
Mash to the boil. If you're doing a fly sparge, just make sure you get your flow rates similar. You want to keep a few inches of liquid above your grain bed, so it's still up in suspension, so it doesn't compact, so you're not extracting tannins, so you're not getting particles sucked down into your ball valves, so you're not getting a set mash. If you're batch sparging, when you drain it dry the first time, after you fill it again, then just stir it up really well, and then vorloff until it's going clear. And then the same concept, drain it slowly, as we're doing right now, into the boil kettle. And yeah, that's about it. Just you know, get your benchmarks for your system, know your volumes. Yeah, that's about it.
There you have it. So we just got done chilling, and we are going to pitch our Roeselare into our just over 5 gallons worth of our Flemish Red that we've made. So in we go. And then what we did was we pulled out about a gallon for this guy. And we have a combination of things. This is going to be our experiment. We've taken the Eau de Gouze, and we're going to take whatever is in here, which should be the Brettanomyces, and we've got an expired Flemish ale yeast blend from the White Labs. We've got some Monk's Cafe, which may or may not have the dregs we need, depending on if they pasteurize them, but we're going to see. And we also have the blackberry sour from Glarus, which I have heard has active stuff in it. So we've already flamed the tops of these bottles. We're just going to swirl them around, put them in there. Oop, wrong one. Okay, so there you have it. We have just over 5 gallons in this guy. We have about a gallon in here. We're going to see what happens. This is our fun little experiment. I'm going to leave updates as we go along on what's happening. So stay tuned. Graham, Christian, and Alex from the Homebrew Network all organized on this. And I'm really excited to see what happens. So thanks. So here's what we got at the end of the brew day. I was aiming for a target of 1.057 with a 70% efficiency. We got that. We hit it right on the nose. I got about 13.8, 13.9, which rounds about 1.057 on the brick scale. It's great. I'm really interested to see how these 2 beers are going to work out. Alex and Christian, awesome job. John was the cameraman for most of it. I give him props. I want to thank my wife for letting me do all this awesome stuff. And I want to thank you, my viewers, for chipping in. So I'm really interested to see how this will all work out, especially that 1 gallon, because that's the real experiment. So cheers, until next time. Have fun, brew safe, take care.